So in 2016, when I passed out of engineering, though I had a corporate job on the horizon, I knew that if I take that plunge right now, I will never dabble into business, at least till my foreseeable future. So that was one of the reasons why I felt I need to take that decision right now and get into business as early as possible. I did my engineering from Pune University. I passed out in the year 2016, after which I started my own F&B outlet. It was called Egostatic. We started off as a cafe, went on to make it into a dark kitchen model. Now there are 3 outlets that I operate out of Pune. And in the interim, I also wanted to get some corporate experience. So I went and worked with Byju's in their business development team, became a manager there, worked with a private equity in investor relations. And that is when I decided I want to do an MBA. And I wanted to find a course that would help me specialize in finance, because as a business owner, I felt that is one area that I lacked the expertise in, if you can say so. And I realized that to scale a business beyond a certain point, finance plays a large role. For that reason, I chose IMT, and because they were offering a specialization called banking and financial services. So I wanted to understand the world of finance a little better.
I joined IMT because of its legacy, 4 decades, its brand value. I also wanted to learn a lot. I felt while working and with my startup that I need to learn a lot more than I already know.
In 2020, when I left GoZero, I was looking after my father's business. I was looking after for new customer acquisition and everything for my father's business. I was a kind of production and R&D guy, so I was not much aware of how to the market how to sell, how to negotiate with them. And it was back of my head, it was there that I need to do the MBA. So from there, I started looking after B school, which would teach me how to do that in a systematic way.
One of the reasons for me coming to an B school was one of these reasons. So that I can come to a B school, I can learn the tricks and tips so that I can scale my business. And here at IMT, I have joined entrepreneurship cell, and I have, through this incubator, I am in constant touch with industry experts and with faculty mentors who I believe will give me their learnings and will share their experiences, which will eventually help me scale my business.
It started off in 2015 is when I think I started ideating about it, because I love cooking myself and I'm a foodie as well. So it just felt that that's something that came naturally to me. So in 2016, when I passed out of engineering, though I had a corporate job on the horizon, I knew that if I take that plunge right now, I will never dabble into business, at least till my foreseeable future. So that was one of the reasons why I felt I need to take that decision right now and get into business as early as possible, so that if I make a mistake, I learn earlier instead of taking that risk later in life. When I thought about it initially, I looked at it only as a single outlet, because we started off, like I said, as a cafe model, as a dine-in model. But I realized that the food market was changing very rapidly, and this was right around the time when Uber Eats had just entered the market and big aggregators had suddenly become like mainstay. So I saw my business shift completely online, and that is why, to stay relevant with the times, I decided to move from a dine-in model to a completely cloud kitchen based model.
It's a very personal journey. I did it while working with S&P Global. I have a lot of issues with menstruation. I get a lot of period cramps, and so I got that idea from there. This was around during the pandemic lockdown time, and we were all at home working from home. So I had quite a lot of time and boredom with me. I couldn't go out and meet my friends. So the idea crept up from there. After that, it was just a lot of research, because it was very personal. I did a lot of research for myself, and then I felt that there are not enough gateways for other people to know about all this. So my startup is an application. It's a period tracking app that is for all the people. So we have this misconception that only women menstruate, only cis women, but a lot of trans people who are there who also menstruate, and this is not in general awareness with a lot of people. And I also personally didn't know about this. This was through my research, which I did myself, that I got to know. Then I wanted to use these apps that are also available, other apps available, but then I found out that most of these apps are US based, and they are meant for people in US. The demographic is different, the way their bodies function is very different, things they use for their periods is very different. So for Indian demographic, I didn't feel there was a lot of help and awareness and things like apps for us.
So after 2018, that after my BTech pandemic was over, I started looking after it. We made a whole business plan and everything. We got some secured funding also for that. We were selling to our dealers and distributors as well as on Amazon.
You know, it does feel like an MBA would come at the cost of my business, but I feel like it's more of a value add, because I eventually do intend to going back to that and scaling it up further. And like I said, finance is one of those most important aspects of a business which I lacked a core competency around, because I'm an engineering graduate. I don't have any background of finance. So that was one reason why I wanted to do an MBA, and especially a specialization like this, that we have currently only been organically grown brand. And one thing that I've learned in my finance courses is how do you actually grow inorganically, that is through acquisitions, through raising capital. And that's one thing that I want to actually bring back to my business, because now I understand the structuring better. I understand how does valuation actually work.
I knew a lot about data and how to handle it, and we collected a lot of data from large group of our target audience. I also, while doing this, I also felt that I needed to learn more, which is why I'm doing this PGDM course, because I felt that there's a lot of gaps that could have been filled if I knew a lot of things. And with working continuously, you don't get time to actually be there and learn a lot of things. Now that I'm here, I feel like I have the time and people around me who know things I can learn from, peer-to-peer learning. Even apart from marketing and finance, there's strategy and innovation, which I feel is a very good gateway to learn something for a startup. And I wanted to learn more about data science and working with data, because that's what I've learned before, and I wanted to increase my knowledge with it further as well.
IMT Ghaziabad is known for its marketing, or as the marketing school, and that is something that is seen even in the leadership talks that we have, with the corporate visits that we get. And I have had some tremendous learning, because I think that one of my biggest strengths is that I have certain things which are cross-functional in nature in terms of skills, and that is why even interacting with people who have that expertise in the marketing field actually helps me not only gain value in terms of my own personal development, but also something that I can translate to my business later.
Coming back to school after 2-3 years of working, it's refreshing. When you're working, you feel you have a very constricted view of what you know. You just look at your peers and colleagues at office and you think that's all you should know. But when you come here, there are such diverse people here. They're from different backgrounds, coming from different industries, that I get to know different things that are happening in my industry, in other industries as well.
The learning over here has been phenomenal. Till now, I am getting the resources. The faculty, I just go there, I see I made this mistake. So first there is a case study approach. There is something that I learn. I can link it with my business and see where this was happening in my business as well, and it can be solved. And there are some instances that are in my mind. I want to know what I would have done differently that it would have worked. There has been great support also.
So at the start, I wasn't sure about how do I approach it. But then I eventually got into this and I adapted to this change, and then I started with joining Entrepreneurship Cell. Here at Entrepreneurship Cell, we promote entrepreneurship. We conduct various events, and through our incubator, as I've told, we are in constant touch with our faculty members, with industry experts, with our seniors, with our alums, those who have started their own ventures back in the years. And so we are in constant touch with them. We call them for our leadership talk. They come over here, they share us their experiences, they share us their learnings, which helps us in shaping our journey and gives us an insight into what we can expect going forward.
So immediately I do not plan to go back to my business. I would want to take up a job and learn, get some hands-on experience in finance. That is my immediate plan. And the next couple of months are going to be, obviously placement season is on the horizon, so we'll be busy with that. Post that, we have a European trip coming up, because as part of banking and financial services we have to spend a month in Brussels, so I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, that's about it. Enjoy. This is the last college experience. I never thought that I'll get it after my engineering, so it's good to be back on campus, to be surrounded by generally on an average younger minds than me and learn from them, so the so-called Gen Z generation. So that's it.